Well, introduce you. Who are you? What do you do?
My name is David Delagardelle. I'm the owner of Cedar Lore Forge, and I'm super blessed to also work here in this building at Cole Iron Works. We build hydraulic forging presses. They squish hot metal for traditional blacksmiths, for bladesmiths, metal workers of all types.
We're talking about the armor of God. There's all kind of defensive things that are in the armor of God in the book of Ephesians. There's the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness, the belt of truth, all these things that kind of protect in battle. The only thing that is offensive in all of these items is the sword. It's the sword of spirit. It's prayer that can be offensive.
Yeah.
You know this. You know that. I know you're a big sword guy. You probably geeked out on this entirely. We gave you this project. You're a believer.
Yeah.
So I'm curious with all this, what sword am I going to have to be able to kill something if I wanted to? What are we thinking here today?
Absolutely. So I love blending history and a bit of modern sensibilities and my own original designs together. And so I've kind of got a hybrid sword for us.
Yeah, okay.
Most people are familiar with the more typical Crusader era sword that's kind of a T shape or a cross shape. And that's all well and fine, but I have a much deeper love for ancient swords of biblical era, honestly. And a lot of those were bronze. We'll be forging steel today. And so this is not a one-to-one exact historical duplicate of anything, but it has healthy nods to a lot of ancient swords from the biblical era. So got a lot of work ahead of us to forge it out, grind it to shape, heat treat it, and you'll have a fully functional razor-sharp sword.
Love it.
All right, you ready to fire up the propane forge?
So this is where we're going to heat up the steel before we bang it. So this is our basically oven, our coal-fired thing that you would see in the movies. It's this, because this is more efficient.
We do a lot of high-impact, really fast-paced forging here, and so a propane forge is clean. It's a great way to do the pattern-welded, layered steel, and it's a lot of fun to use. So,
anytime we're lighting things, I'm very happy. So go ahead and light this.
All right.
Oh! Now we're living.
Yeah. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go find you some gloves.
All right, good.
All right, so we're gonna forge.
Love it.
We're gonna forge, and I should probably summarize what the heck forging is. Forging is the heating up of really any type of metal, but in this case specifically steel, to manipulate it, to move it, to bend it to our will, and make it into the sword that we're envisioning. So I'm gonna let you put it in the fire.
All righty, let's do it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I know I should be holding it in the middle, but it's too hot.
It is, yeah. I think I've just burned all the nerve cells out of my right hand, so. You can try kind of flattening it out on this.
Flatten the end out.
Yeah. You can hold on to it right about there and bring it over and shape the handle. Yep.
They're on there.
Perfect.
Wow, it's hot.
Yes, it is.
Wow, that's badassery.
Yeah, isn't it? All right, so we have forged our blade at this point. We've got the handle roughed in, the tip nicely forged in, a bit of a fuller ever so slightly, which is kind of the groove down the middle to widen out the base of our blade. And I'm gonna take it to the grinder here. I'm gonna clean up, true up the profile. I want it to be as symmetrical and just absolutely dead straight as possible. And then I'm gonna ever so slightly, not fully bring it to a sharpened edge, but I'm gonna grind a bit of the bevels in for both cutting edges.
And this is stuff you don't trust me for, I assume.
No, we'll see. We'll see if you can get to this point, but it's a little bit dangerous.
That's intimidating sounding.
Yes, it is. So the game now that you and I have successfully forged it, I love the shape. I love the story that every hammer blow that we did tells. And we've ground it to shape. Nice job on the grip. Now we're ready for the crucial step of heat treating the blade, which is, it's three crucial steps. Step one is normalizing. Normalizing is we're gonna heat it up to critical temperature. We want the blade nice and evenly an orange heat, and then we're gonna let it cool down. And that quite literally relaxes the structure, the grain structure of the steel. It's gonna help prevent warpage. And after we've let it cool down to ambient temperature, then we're ready to heat it up again to that same temperature, a nice even orange heat. In the case of quenching, more of like a dull orange, bright red, and then we're gonna quench it in. So I'm gonna check the straightness. I see a little bit of a warp. I'm gonna gently correct that. When you quench it in, make sure, don't slam it down to the bottom, but do feel for when the tip hits the bottom, and that's good. Leave it there. Some flames might lick up, but that's okay. Your hands will survive, and in there for about 5 seconds, and then you'll pass it off to me.
Great.
And all right, we ready? There we go. Perfect.
Ooh, it touched that bottom a
That's
little.
okay. Here, I'll take it. So there we go. Now we got it all the way in. So the blade actually lengthened when we forged it out.
Really?
So, but that's okay. We got it quenched. Nicely done. Okay. So, back.
Badassery right there.
It's very Conan-esque, you know?
Oh, man.
Right?
Let's go kill something.
Yeah.